good morning everyone. We are here with Mitch Nunez. Mitch, thank you so much for being here and for being a resource for this project, entrepreneurship. So first of all, we would like to know, Mitch, maybe you can tell us about your company and what do you do and the like.
Thank you for the opportunity. First of all, we are a woman-founded company and we are a sustainability-based solutions company. Now, let's break that down. Kasi when you say sustainability lang, mamaya isipin natin Sesto Packets or Earthworks. Not necessarily. We make it our core value that everything we do is based on saving the earth. Yes, so we are actually a construction company then, contractor. We're moving into the developer phase. And we use shipping containers as the main building material for all of our structures. Now, we see shipping containers everywhere, right? Sa South Highway, we're afraid of them pag dumadaan. But these are actually discarded that we are using. So they're trash na.
Yes.
And in the Philippines, there is a problem of over-congestion in our ports. That's one problem we're trying to solve. And number two, the backlog in housing. That's number three. And number two, and then the third thing we're trying to answer is the sustainability aspect of it. Because the more you try to address the backlog, the more carbon dioxide output and carbon footprint that you create. So we're trying to hit three things in one go.
Wow.
So we've been around since 2014 with research and development since 2011. We have had 19 builds in total. We've been able to save 314 tons of carbon dioxide output. That is equivalent to 500 plus trees, or no, sorry, 5,000 trees grown over a period of 10 years.
How did the business idea start?
Very good question, because my background is actually marine biology and nursing. And I also delved into freelance photography as well as quality assurance analysis. However, our founder, who used to be part of Greenpeace back in 1999, and then she shifted to real estate, and then she saw that everything that was being sold was getting thinner and thinner and weaker. So she looked to the workers who she knew could never afford the condominiums or the houses that she was selling, and she looked at the barracks that they were living in. And then she noticed, wow, this is very strong material, although, of course, barracks quality. So that's how it spawned, wanting to create something stronger and affordable, yet something that is already there. It's not new technology, it's old technology, but it's good technology.
You just refurbished the container.
Yes, not only that, there's a science to it kasi. We think that the container itself, na ito lang si container, and then you make that in a house, oh, you'll die. Kasi ang init niya, that's curtain steel. So there's a lot of
insulation.
Yes, not necessarily just insulation, but yung pag-aaral, you need to study not just the place that it's going to be put on, but the sun path, the airflow, what kind of metals will react to the curtain steel. So we spent R&D since 2011. Na-perfect na namin until now. You can't just put any metal because physics. Physics will tell you that a weaker metal will be eaten by the stronger metal. So anything you put sa container needs to be studied talaga.
So with that R&D, how many years did you study that?
2011 until 2014. So we employed, of course, first it was just one person, right? Since none of us came from an entrepreneurial background, it was just one person. So it came from one person, and then she did her own research. So she spent her own money on buying numerous books, talking to different key research persons. And then, in 2011, so nag-start pa to 2010, siya lang mag-isa. 2011, we got the engineer on board. She's also a woman. Her name is Ali. And then, that's when it started, yung talagang in-depth research. Because you need the math, you need the numbers to back up your research. So, from 2011 and then 2010, they also worked with architects to find out the best viability in certain locations. And then 2014 came the first build. So, yung first build naman that came was a 540 square meter home, 4 floors, built on an 85-degree slope. So, lahat ng R&D napunta doon. And that really shook us to our core.
In terms of getting the capital for this business, where
Where did it come from? It came from talagang
savings or
all our savings, since we are a startup, and we do we all know what a startup is?
Yeah.
Okay, so since you're a startup, it doesn't have to necessarily mean na anak ka ng Diyos na you have all the billions behind you.
Yes, that's
So
right.
you're starting from nothing, right? In essence, we're the Grab of construction. That's how we started. So all our savings, studies, mga burn rate namin, that all came from our savings.
Wow.
Because as an entrepreneur, you need to know that. Diba? Dadaan ka sa ganyan. If you start as a startup, but if you start like as a normal business, of course, you go to the banks, you have your business loans. Yes, may venture capitalists sa startup, famous yan.
Yes.
But that comes pag talagang buo mo na yung project mo.
So
It's
right
more on-
now, hindi pa. You're
Right now, we're in our seed round. However, we are in talks with Manila Angel,
Okay,
Investor Network,
investors.
o CMAIN. Apart from that, we are being supported by DTI,
Okay.
under the Kubo Foundation. We're also part of the JP Morgan Incubation. They sent us to Taiwan, Singapore, Malaysia.
Have you tried considering getting fund from the government agency, such as the OST?
We did last year, however, nag-close yung funding round nila for the specific kind of projects that we have. Kasi right now, the Philippines is very highly focused on AI, as we know.
Yes.
But in the western part of the world, impact investment na sila. So what are the startups that will generate the most impact? So kami, since 2014, yun ang tinatarget namin. We'll catch up. Everybody will catch up.
So you mentioned, Mitch, na none of you were really, entrepreneurs
Yes.
as far as background is concerned. But so how did you go about really establishing the business like a startup business? Like
Okay, good question. So back then, of course, you go through the normal ways to, kasi let's do everything legitimately, di ba?
so how did you learn, find your way to become legit entrepreneurs?
First off, Google was such a friend.
Yeah.
Yan. And then also friends who have their own businesses, that's a resource you need to maximize.
Okay.
I don't like the words anong sabi, exploit. I really don't like that word. Also hustle. I don't like, we in the startup community don't like that word because it shows a level of I want to be over you. So you utilize.
So you have mentors.
Utilize.
Yes, you utilize your mentors, your friends,
Uh-huh.
every connection that you have. So we talk to our parents who
Okay.
are also not entrepreneurs. My father is used to be a teacher in UP. Our founder's mom is a chef.
Okay.
Our co-founder's mother and father is into electrical engineering. So nobody knew anything about entrepreneurship. So we had to ask Google, we had to ask our mentors, our friends, our previous bosses who would give their input. Even, I think during the start, we even asked people na may mga tapsilogan,
Uh-huh.
Ma'am, paano nyo nakuha ang BIR certification nyo?
Okay.
Ano po yung steps? Because gamitin mo yung kakilala mo in
Yeah.
such a way na makipag-usap ka. Like, treat them as humans and then they'll give you information that you need. Kasi
Yeah.
it will benefit all of you.
So did you also attend like trainings?
A lot.
about
A lot.
startups.
There's a lot of free trainings for startups.
Okay.
There's a lot of free trainings for businesses. There's a lot of very affordable business trainings. Ang affordable sa akin, 250. If
Okay.
it goes beyond 250, namamahala na ako niyan. For example, Upswing, right there sa UP, will teach you rainwater harvesting. Yes, but that's 8 to 6 p.m. course, you pay 500. For 8 to 6 p.m., okay na yan.
Okay.
For business naman, Kubo, sa DTI, they will give a lot of training for free.
Okay.
All you need to do is register. There's also idea space.
Okay.
Yun lang yung mga mababa
So
ko.
you really have to find time to attend those and learn.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Being an entrepreneur isn't easy unless you're super rich. So you really have to find the grit in yourself to set time for your business, for your study, for your personal time, and then you wake up at 10 p.m. and do it all again. So your 24 hours is not 24 hours. You compress so much time in that. You do your own studies online. CNN offers business development studies for about $50, pero that's a 2-month course. So ang rami mong kukunin ganun.
Okay.
And yes, we utilize everything on the internet. everyone we know, even the government. The government will help you.
I like you mentioned about grit.
Oh,
So yeah, and what really motivated you guys? Like, this is a full-time job, right?
yes, all of us
So,
are full-time.
what motivated you, and what you know, in terms of confidence in yourselves that this thing can work?
Mhm.
So, what's your motivation to do all these things?
Ang motivation, like, I don't want to be a hypocrite and say it's the poor people. No, it's not that. The motivation is actually to make your life better so that you can make other people's life better. It's if I don't fix myself and help my company, I won't be able to help anybody else. Apart from that, it's the environment then. Na it's so widely bad. Now we need to force feed people. Every bill that we have pala, we force feed our clients to have an aquaponic set. And that's already on us. As in,
Okay.
wala ka nang iintindihin sa pera, you just need to take care of the fish and the gulay. And nakasama yan sa every project that we have. The motivation mainly is to really push yourself. Push yourself to be better, push everyone around you to be better, so that magiging domino effect siya. Na, hey, I'm not going to slack off because I don't have time to slack off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that you are really helping a lot of people, plus helping the sustainability of the environment, that's yeah, to me, so inspiring na, no? enough to motivate you para you wake up in the morning and then do that work again.
Sometimes, Mitch, di ba, somehow we experience hardships. Just sabi mo 2010 and then it's 2019 now. So when do you realize that the company that you guys built in has finally kicked off or paid off yung lahat ng sacrifices mo siguro?
Okay.
So and what's the turning point somehow that you realized, we're into this now, so we're going to be better somehow?
Good question. Ang startup shelf life has 3 to 5 years. If nasa 5 years ka na ng business mo and you're not profitable, they say you need to rethink your strategy or really do an overhaul. Magpa 5 years na kami this October 16.
So, how's it so far?
We're profitable, yes.
Yes.
Pero as a small startup company, we do need still all the backing that we can get. In business nga, if let's say sa personal side mo na, personal aspect, if you really feel na hindi mo na kaya, quit. Yung talagang legit hindi mo na kaya, kasi nasisira ka na ng ulo, look for another avenue. Know that that's honest, di ba? But on the business side, you will fail so many times. So many times. But it's you di ba? If you really like what you're doing, if you see a future for it, if you see na kumikita ka naman, na hindi wild, because there's greed and there's profit. Di ba? If you're profiting, that's good, that's okay. If you can sustain yourself, you sustain your family, sustain the people who work around you, then that's good. You continue. So sa amin, nalaman namin, during our 3rd year, na-profitable kami. Yes. But then, nung maging profitable kami, hindi kami naging profitable. And then naging profitable.
Okay.
So,
Because,
ano yung mga challenges?
Challenges were perfecting the business plan. Kasi we know in the Philippines, mahilig tayong libre, right? Like, pa-design naman, libre lang. Paano? So, of course, na-exhaust namin yung time namin, design kami ng design, bigyan ng bigay sa kliyente, and then na-realize namin, hindi na pwedeng ganito. You know, like, as soon as you accept something, may fee na.
Yes.
Because you're already putting in your intellectual time, your physical time, kasama na yun. So, we needed to change a lot of structure. Apart from being a three-woman group, nag-hire na rin kami ng extra engineers, extra architects, yung manpower namin, nilakihan na rin namin. Kasi from the people who worked with us from the very first build, we had 10 people, they're still with us up to now. We had to fix ourselves, our business platform, our business side of it, and then we also had to fix our labor pool, our processes, so that we can sustain the business. Yung challenge nun was, pag nag-change ka talaga, things will dip. Diba? Dahil may change kang ginawa eh. Apart from that, certain tax laws, competition, financials, of course, nag-affect sa amin terribly. Pero tuloy lang. Tuloy-tuloy.
So how do you think the new law will help you?
It's actually helping a lot of startups, not just us. Kasi kami, we're a context startup, construction technology. Right now, AI, a lot of suitability startups are being funded and being given more opportunities, plus less tax, I know, less red tape. So it's helping the startups a lot. Darating rin kami dyan because once we actually when we're finally ready to work with the government, we're going to be able to utilize that.
Sorry, since 2011 when the R&D started, to your first build in 2014, and then how 5 years after.
Yes.
As the business evolved, as you guys learned the ropes, did the goal evolve as well?
Yes, it did.
Can you take us through
Drastically.
that?
So, di ba, from the very start, iba-iba yung background namin. Except yung engineer, kasi yun na talaga yung background niya. She used to build dams pala for San Miguel Hydro. So, yung mga builds namin solid yan. Yun. So, from the start na lahat kayo nangangalap, lahat kayo gathering all the information you have, and then nalaman nyo na how, and then you fine-tune it. We functioned as a contractor, supply, design, build, for 5 years. Now, nagpipivot na kami into a developer. So, yun ang aming 20-year plan. So, you actually have a 5-year plan, 10-year plan, 20-year plan na. It's a lot more work, it's a lot more funding, but nung small time kami mag-isip, ito lang yung nagagalaw namin. And then you really have to change the way you think. Okay, hindi na lang ako contractor, magde-developer na ako. Tapos the end goal is manufacturing na. But that's 20 years later. So that's how we had to change. Nag-pivot talaga kami.
Okay. Was that a conscious effort to really
Yes.
make that 20-year plan, or parang the market forces drove you towards that direction as well?
It's a conscious effort because you can't just go about like bumbling na hindi mo nababasa yung tao, di ba? There will always be a need for housing, but then you find a way to fill that need and then go beyond it. Kasi hindi lang naman matatapos sa need ng tao magkabahayan. Right? Lalo na with your, meron kang gustong gawin, hindi wala naman gusto bigyan ng tao ng bahay. Gusto mo yung bigyan yung tao ng bahay na desente, na disaster resilient, na meron ng pagkain, na magiging self-sustaining sila. So a lot of people cannot afford, lalo na yung natin, na economic bracket, they cannot afford a house talaga. So you need to go economies of scale yan. Kailangan magbultuhan ka, maramihang gawa. So how can you do that without you changing the way you think na magiging developer ka na? Yun. So it's a conscious effort talaga. Yeah.
Member ba kayo ng mga industry association? Since you're leaning towards to developer, syempre you're mga association din. So, are you now a member? Tapos ano yung mga advantages?
There are a lot of memberships, like for example, mga AAA PCAB, but that's only applicable if you work with the government na. Right? So we are SEC registered, may business registration kami. As a startup, we're part of the startup community pa lang. We are getting to be members of certain agencies na. But that's within the 10-year plan. Kasi malaki ang gasto yan. Totoo. Lalo na pag construction ka, malaki ang gasto. Yes, it's capital intensive.
What can you tell about those aspiring entrepreneurs out there like us to go into entrepreneurship?
Lakasan niyo loob nyo, honestly, because it takes a lot of self-determination. You will also doubt yourself so many times. Dati yung trabaho, nasa beach lang ako, nagko-cover ako ng mga NGO. Diba, sa Camigin, ang sarap nun. But then, this opportunity arose na, meron kang pwedeng gawin sa buhay mo that will really change lives. So, gawin mo. Whether it be, right now, yung mga businesses like suitability, di ba? It will change somebody's life. If not yours, yung mga tao who work for you. So, be determined. Sa sarili mo yan. Dapat malakas loob mo. Number 2 is, talk to somebody who really knows what they're talking about. Pagdating sa mga registration, taxes, you need to get your finances in order. Hindi pwedeng, bira ka lang ng bira. You really need to pay attention to what the government needs. Hindi joke time, kasi may mga steps, kailangan mo yon. And you need to surround yourself with people who know what they're doing rin, and who have the same intention as you do, surround yourself with professionals, or if not professionals, somebody who will be good at what they do. For example, ako, magaling ako magsalita. Okay ako sa marketing. So doon nila ako nilagay. And I have been able to, hindi naman close, pero get ourselves through the door with IKEA, with Isko Moreno. And yes, and it does take a lot of
Yeah,
work.
you need to partner with governments then.
Yes. Also, find a way to give back. Cheesy, sobrang cheesy, totoo.
Yeah.
In your little way, give back. Lagi. Yun. Because it comes back. Selfish thinking rin yan, but wala, it just makes things better.
Could you expound on that? How in your own way are you giving back as container living?
Apart from yung savings namin sa carbon dioxide output, in-ensure namin, kasi we had the option of actually just extending our labor pool. Na-hire kayo ng tao because everybody needs work.
Yes.
But then, we saw that there's this school na nangangailangan ng trabaho. Ang forte nila is restoration. Restoration, talaga, as in yung mga Santo Niño, they even have embroidery, which we don't use, sorry, pero wala kaming embroidery sa work. Masonry, welding. Now, ito sobrang pinilit namin yung sarili namin sa kanila. Because at first they could not see, why will we partner with you? Restoration kami. Diba? So we told them, anytime you guys need work, we are here. And then they realized na, ay, oo nga pala, yung mga bata natin, walang work. Bumabalik talagang istibidor. Kasi makikita mo sila, bumabalik nagpapadyak, bumabalik naglalabandera. Pero yung skills nila, they're trained for a year. Mag-welding, mag-masonry, it's wasted. So, pinilit namin sila. Hindi naman pinilit, pero while the follow-up ko, kinulit. And then now, we're partnered with them now. So, that's in a way giving back. Kasi they'll have work and they will be able to utilize it. And hindi lang namin sila pinapagtrabaho. Pinapartner namin sila with our interns from UST, ng architecture. Pinapapresent namin sila together sa kliyente so that matutunan nila, uy, hindi ka forever nag-masonry. Pwede kang pumunta sa business. Paano? You need to talk to people. You need to fix yourself. So, yun. Ginaguide namin sila.
Wonderful. Yeah.
So Mitch, sorry, if you're going to describe your company in the G's to TN students like us, so paano mo siya i-describe kung paano yung process of buying the container van or somehow up to the finished product, kumbaga? Are there steps that you're following rigorously?
Yes. Oo.
Kung paano?
First is, we speak with the government in terms of yung mga discarded shipping containers. This is for the development na ha.
Yeah.
Kasi magbe-big scale na tayo. So we're speaking with BOC, International Association of Shipping Lines, and Philippine Ports Authority to get the sequestered and discarded shipping containers na. So once we get it from them, we will turn it into mass housing. And with partnership with Escuela Taller, because they have around 39 graduates per batch. So they will be our labor pool doon.
Okay.
And we will also have a marketing arm. And these are the people that our CEO worked with sa real estate. So we're going to get these single mothers naman to market for us, to be the sellers. And then, yun, to turn over.
So naman yung magkano yung price range ng at an average?
At an average, we can start at 702,000 to about 1.3. Ang 702,000 is a studio, ang 1.3 is already duplex. And this is built in 30 days to about a month.
Wow, ano lang, mabilis lang.
And this is a disaster resilient structure. And pag pumasok yung tao doon, hindi nila feeling pobre sila.
Okay.
And that cost is within the economic market segment. Kasi ang econ segment nasa 400,000 up to 1.8 or 2 million. Di ko lang alam kung tinaasan this 2020, 2019.
So to date, how many container vans have we sold or how many products have we?
We've had 19 builds na. So, yung isang build namin had 7 shipping containers ha. So, malaki yan kasi siya. Oo. So, siguro mga 100?
Yeah.
100. So it's not
Since
as...
2014.
Since 2014. It's not as large scale as if we were a developer na, but that's where we're intending to go.
So basically in Manila pa lang, not in Visayas?
Luzon based,
in the-
but we've already found a client in Coron Kaso lang since nag-higpit yung koron, nag-stop muna siya. Kasi they're tearing down structures that don't meet the environmental rules.
In terms of scaling up within the Philippines, Visayas or and Mindanao, paano may mga challenges ba or dun sa pagpunta dun sa mga ganun? Kasi Manila-based kayo, but then may market pa rin dun, diba?
Yes, merong market. The only challenge is we have to fly out and that's the customer's expense yan. Pero pag si client, maalam naman sa Skype, maalam naman sa phone, ginaguide namin. Take detailed photos, mag-video ka so that we don't have to fly out, use jet fuel. So we also guide them. We're actually even thinking of scaling to Singapore and Guam. Any place that is hit by disasters frequently.
So, can just anybody, or somebody person na punta sa inyo, and then gusto ko ma-avail yung product somehow, may ganun kayong...
Yes.
Or specifically, meron na kayong certain market segment na talagang binibenta?
Hindi. Of course, we cater to all markets. However, yung mga underneath the econ bracket, hindi pa namin ma-cater. Kasi yung cost pa namin. But pwedeng walk-in, wala kang problema sa walk-in. You can talk to us, we're very reachable. Sa Facebook, we utilize free everything. Startup ka, gamitin mo lahat libre. So we're on Facebook as well. Our website is coming up this month.
Mitch, ako last
Sure, of course.
Being a startup and then assuming yung classmates namin watching this suddenly want to be part of the journey that container living is about to take on in the next few years. How can they help? How can they reach out to you in the life?
Helping us in terms of our advocacy is use less waste. Totoo, it'll help us all bring the temperature down. But if you want to work with us, do your own research muna so that you know what shipping containers are. And then work with us in terms of marketing if you want, in terms of business planning. We're always open to work collaborating with other people. If you want to delve into engineering, meron rin kaming internship programs. We're very open to that. We're partnered with USD right now for the internship. Kasi lang we're looking into the other schools, UP, TIP, yung mas nangangailangan.
So Mitch, how if there are people who will be interested in your products, how do we contact you?
No, we're on Facebook. Website will be announced on Facebook rin, but startup nga kami, we use everything for free. So Facebook muna tayo guys.
So it's Container Living PH.
Yes, it is. Container Living PH. You can send us emails for inquiries, containerlivingph@gmail.com. Or our numbers are also on Facebook.
So again, we'd like to thank Mitch Minez for being with us today and for sharing about container living. And guys, I hope you learned a lot. Like we learned a lot here.
We learned a lot.
And again, Mitch, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.